Hello and welcome once again to Exit Strategy. This is the podcast that asks comedians, what would you do with your life if comedy was no longer a part of it? Glad to have you back. It's 2019. We just did it. Wow, what a great time to look back on the past year of Exit Strategies. Now, the past 2 weeks, we've been giving you the best of the chats, where we talk about everything but what this podcast is all about. But today, it's all about the Strats. We're going to be getting into the best exit strategies of our guests, and with me today, she's back, baby. We got Amber Kenny from the Long Shot Podcast.
How'd you get me?
She's back.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year is right. We had 2 weeks of the best chats. Great chats.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy. People are talking about them. People are chatting about the chats.
Oh, wow.
But now, I think this week, we got to get into the goods. Mm-hmm. We got to get into the strategies.
The meat.
The meat. I mean, we got to get into what the podcast is all about. We always start every episode chit-chatting. Mm-hmm. It's casual. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have a heck of a time. We just have a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
But then we get into the strategies. We get into what these comedians would do with their lives if comedy wasn't a part of it. You know, they spend... Some of these people have spent like over a decade developing their comedic lifestyles, furthering their career, putting in the work. What happens if you take all that away? What happens if you got to switch it all up?
Oof.
Oof is right.
I'm not bringing a lot.
You're not bringing a lot to the table. But that's okay because let me tell you who the first guest is that we had on here. The first first clip we're gonna hear is Rhea Butcher.
Oh,
it's
love
right. Rhea Butcher. Kindred spirit in that we have the same birthday. We were born on the same damn day. Forever bonded.
Yes, yeah. I feel like you guys have a similar energy.
Yeah, we have a similar aesthetic in that we are both old souls, I would say. And that comes into play.
And kind and funny.
Why, thank you. We are kind. But Rhea is an old-fashioned person. And that comes into play in Rhea's exit strategy. I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm going to let Rhea do all the talking here. We're going to find out what would Rhea Butcher, comedian extraordinaire, do if there was no comedy to be had. Let's find out. Here's Rhea Butcher. Out touring the country. Mm-hmm. You had your own television show and more.
Yes.
But let's say that's all gone.
Yeah.
You didn't have comedy. You didn't perform. You were no longer an artiste professionally. What would you do with your life, do you think?
I have one follow-up question for you.
Okay.
Before I answer this question. I don't think it's going to change my answer. But I do want to know. So I'm still me, right?
Yeah, you're still you.
In this scenario, I'm still me. Nothing has changed other than I'm not doing that anymore.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Wait, I have to go back. Who did you think you were?
I just mean like, I don't know. I don't know who I thought I was.
It's everything
you know, it's a podcast. I don't know. It could be anything.
Everything that all the knowledge, all the experiences that you've accumulated up to this point, you just don't do stand-up for whatever reason.
Okay, great. So it's hard to choose, and I think a lot of people that know me and are listening to this might be thinking, "Oh, baseball." Obviously, that's not my answer. Because what I would actually like to do if I wasn't doing this at all anymore. This is going to sound insane, but this is what I would love to do. I like salvage. I like. Oh, okay. Do you know the television show American Pickers?
I've heard of it. I know the concept.
You know the concept
saying.
of it.
Yeah.
They go to people's houses or their, sprawling estates in the middle of nowhere, and they pick through their stuff. There are collections of things that they have collected over the years that are either like polished collections of things or just like piles of what seems like junk to most people. But that is actually what I would want to do. And then like curate it and sell it to people.
So you're like looking for hidden treasure, basically.
100%.
Okay.
But not necessarily like for the money. Because to me, the thing I like about that show is that I have that like in my family. Like one side of my family is hoarders
Yeah.
for like emotional reasons, and then the other side of my family is that kind of like junker, sort of just like holding on to things because I might need it.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing, or I know how much that is worth.
Yeah.
It's like hillbilly investments, hillbilly 401k. Like if I fill my house full of all these lawnmower parts, like they are worth money. So one day I'll cash it in.
You never know.
You never know.
You never
and
know.
I could fix a lawnmower. I could make however much money.
Yeah.
Or, collecting whatever thing. And so I just like, I have a compulsion to collect even now. And when I tour and do like, especially like festivals where you're in a place for like a couple days, I love to go to like their, not a fancy antique store, but like
No.
No. That's not my people. The other people that are like, yeah, I have an antique store and everything's like kind of piled up and there's a lot of stuff in it.
You got to kind of do
That's
a little
where I
work.
like to go. Yeah, absolutely.
Because like an LA antique store, or really probably any city, it's just like they know what they got, they know what it costs,
Top
and they're going
dollar.
to charge you more.
Yeah. I like to go into the ones where you could be like, hey, what would you charge me for those two? What if I bought both of them? Would you knock $5 off? That kind of thing.
like a low key haggle.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's absolutely great.
Like I was in Winnipeg and I went into an antique store and I love to collect. Right now I collect small things because I don't have a house or anything like that, and that's fine. And I like cameras. I also like lighters. That's what I like to collect.
Like a Zippo?
Like Zippo lighters. I don't really collect the lighters as much anymore because I don't smoke, so I don't have any reason to. Not anymore. But I just like looking at them. And at this antique store in Winnipeg, I found a lighter that was also a camera.
What?
Not a functioning camera, but a camera that was a lighter. And it was on a little tripod. It came with all the things. It has a little compass in it that works. That's accurate. It's a little lighter that the top opens up. It's not a Zippo style. It's got a camera, and then there's just a little piece of metal, and it opens, and the wick is right here.
Oh, I think I know exactly what you're
know
talking
what I mean?
That's like super old-timey.
Yeah, those old-timey wide ones. Yeah. And then it has a little tripod for it. And so I bought it with another little camera, and I got like $5 off of it or whatever, and I took it back to the hotel. I was looking at it, so excited about my little camera, because it was like right in my Venn diagram overlap,
You
just
found the Holy Grail.
I found, I don't need anything else, but of course I do.
Absolutely.
So I took the tripod off just to check it out. And I flipped it over, and stamped on the bottom it says "Made in Occupied Japan."
Oh my God!
And so then I was looking that up and was like, "Oh my God, that's incredibly depressing and awful."
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's an artifact of this time that is, however depressing, still a reminder of all of this stuff. And like, then I learned something.
Yeah, this lighter has a story.
Yeah.
More complex than you and I and several other people put together.
Yeah. And I love those stories. Like, the thing I love about that show is those guys, and this is probably why I asked you that question, because I couldn't necessarily do that job that they do in the way that they do it, because they're two white guys and they're very unassuming looking.
Yeah.
And they know how to talk to people, and they can go to a lot of places that I probably can't. And that's not a complaint.
Are you talking like rural?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like and honestly, just going into people's houses, like they do have to do a lot of work to be like, hey, are you cool with it? Whatever. Like, it's a lot of negotiation of going into somebody's house and looking through their stuff.
It's an intimate moment.
It is
for
a
sure.
totally intimate moment. And so I love to watch that show because I know I'll never get to do it like they do it. But they do. It is a TV show. But I do know people that do this, and they care about the story and the history of the thing. It's not always about the money, and it's not always about like getting top dollar and turning it over and making the most money.
Yeah.
Even if they do that, there's still this knowledge base that they're building in their own head that they then share with somebody else, and then it keeps going.
Yeah.
And you learn about the denim mill, that the jackets that you're buying that you're really focused on these like jean jacket workwear. That's what I'm into right now. That's what I'm buying right now. That's what people want. Then you have to learn the whole thing.
It's like living history, though.
It is.
It keeps moving the story along, and passing it to another. Because my dad loves to do this. Whenever we go to antiques shops, he'll point at, you know what that is?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't.
No.
Because that's something that doesn't. It's like a wooden handle with like a flippity metal iron rusted rod, and he'll be like, that is how they used to, like
right?
that.
Yeah.
So I think that there's some value in people just remembering what this stuff is.
100%.
Because you can't Google it. You can't be like, what is this
thing.
wood rod
Yeah.
with metal. Yeah.
Right. You
Somebody
have
has to know.
Yeah. And it also forces you to ask questions.
Yeah.
When you have like gaps in your knowledge base, and then also it's some of it is highly regional. So then you're talking about like very specific history to the space that it's in. Then also, what if you find something in California that it shouldn't be here? You know,
How
that
did
kind of.
it
You
get
know,
there?
you're like, how in the world did it get to here? Like, I remember watching an episode where a guy literally has probably, I mean, there's no reason to not think that it's the only copy. It is a photo album of the Wilkes-Booth family.
Oh.
And it is, like, it looks like a little, like how you would think like a little Bible would look like with a little clasp and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of his mother. Nobody knows what she looks like. That's like the only photograph of her. And this guy got it. He also had the first Superman and the first Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man was worth like $15,000.
See, that's your family being like, well, we got that John Wilkes Booth photo album. Right? I mean, you never know when we might need it.
Yeah, you might be able to pay off your
Hang on
student
to
loans
that.
or not.
And they know about student loans back then. Okay, so let's do this. So you have the cameras and the lighters. But
Yes.
this is going to be your life.
Sure,
right?
yes.
So let's upgrade. What, like, I guess, field or items would you like to sort of specialize in or maybe learn more about and kind of track down?
That's a good question. Because something that I have a basic knowledge of is vintage guitars
Okay.
and amplifiers. So I feel like I already have that. And
Yeah.
I don't need to, it's just something that I need to brush up on.
Yeah.
You know, and like dust off or something. So if I was going to get into something new, I think that I would probably want to get into either motorcycles, and not just the motorcycles themselves, but all of it. Because engine parts,
The ephemera.
all of it. And what's nuts is some of the motorcycles they all got scrapped during the war. So there's certain ones that like they don't exist.
They don't exist anymore.
But if you find one, how the hell did it stick around?
Yeah.
You know. Also, how did these engine parts stick around? All of it. But then also you're talking about engine parts and engines that have been fixed by people that just made their own pieces. And then it almost becomes a piece of like folk art or something.
Yeah.
You know?
It's again, living history.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And so then everything else around that, because
Yeah.
you have motorcycle gangs and all of that, all the ephemera, the clothing.
Do you ride?
I haven't in a long time.
Okay, I was
wanted
hoping you'd be like, no.
I like grew up with it
Yeah.
a lot, and I've wanted to ride again, but I also live here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And the statistic is that your life
What
span-
better place to ride in LA?
I know, but your lifespan shortens to 1 year if you buy a motorcycle in Los Angeles. Did you know that?
Holy
Statistically
shit.
speaking.
Yeah.
But I would probably never, if I did indeed ever buy a motorcycle, I don't know that I would ever drive it on the freeway here. Like I would never drive it like on the 101 to get to whatever Studio City or something like that.
Yeah, you would not. It would not be a long commute bike.
No. I would be going east probably.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
I would. The freeway, no.
we're not taking the 10 to the Santa Monica
Nope.
on the motorcycle.
I don't think so.
Okay,
But then again, who knows?
but the weather. I mean, save from
I
some
know,
recent
right?
rain, it's the place to be.
It's so perfect.
I guess you could move up to like I don't know, like Sacramento area or something. Just like a little more.
I was just talking about Sacramento. I love Sacramento.
There you go. Could
Old
that be
Sacramento? It's very cool.
Could that be the base of your operation?
It could be the base of my operation.
Sacramento
I
base
love
for your operation?
Sacramento. I'll call it Ladybird.
Okay, my item
Yeah.
that I've always wanted to find, and I don't have any use for it, and I don't know what I would do with it, but I've always wanted to have in my home one of those like candlestick phones from the 30s.
Oh, yeah. Dude, my dad
gotta
had
hook
one
up.
of those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was the phone I used when I was like 4.
What?
3 or 4, yeah.
Did you grow up in like a rural cabin? Where what's going on here?
Basically. No, I grew up in a area of Akron called Kenmore, and it
Yeah.
was like the lower income area. That's like, so the whole city was built around the tire factories in Akron. And I mean, before that, it was the canal system, and then the tire companies developed there, and then everything got rebuilt around that when the canals like flooded or caught everything on fire. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how a canal would catch everything on fire, but I can't remember. There was a fire, then there were floods, whatever.
Don't hold her to it.
So then they built the tire factories, and then the whole layout, the grid layout of the city is all not only geographically, but like socioeconomically laid out from that tire factory. So all the lower income, like the less thans, if you will, are all in the like southwest because that's the way the wind blew. Like the wind blows, and so the higher ups and the CEOs of the like FA Cyberling who owned Firestone, his mansion is in like West Akron because that was like the most ideal.
He said, "To hell with those winds."
Yeah, exactly. So, because I mean, but imagine, Jeff,
Yeah.
in 46, how badly a city that has 3 tire factories in it would smell.
Oh,
Just imagine,
God.
with no like EPA regulations,
Just coated lungs and throats for your whole life.
which is funny because there's a regional joke that Akron is the capital of West Virginia because all the people who didn't want to go into the coal mines or wanted a different job migrated up to Akron to work for the tire factories because
they got their carcinogens.
It was a better job than going
from
into a coal
different
mine.
place.
From tires instead of the earth.
And so your family was like, "We're going to hang on to our phone from 1932."
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah. I think in this situation it was more of like a recently divorced dad, just like having the phone he could have. Like he probably found it on the street or something.
See, if I ever find it, though,
I'll look for one for you.
I would love that.
Do you have a color preference?
Well, what colors do they come in?
Well, I remember his was black with like a gold band on it, but I've
I'd
seen
like
white
that.
and red.
I think I'd want it black just because that's what I've always seen in the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that might be the harder one to find, though.
Yeah.
And then maybe I could hook it up to my apartment's buzzer and finally be able to buzz people in.
That would
with
be
my
nice.
Candlestick phone.
You might have to look into some rewiring though, because it'd be the old, like actually wiring.
I'd have to call the
wall.
operator and stuff.
Yeah, Sarah.
Could you get me Rhea? It's almost like having a secretary.
Kansas 5, Garfield 1.
So you're going to be a picker.
Yeah, I think so.
I
You know
think
what?
that-
You got me into telephones. Now I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna look for telephones.
Oh,
They're
sorry.
not small.
Sorry, Cameron.
Just surrounded with phones.
Well,
Ooh, I
mean,
also like clocks too. So Jesus Christ, I could go all day.
Yeah, I think you're going to need a couple storage sheds.
I think so.
Yeah, in Sacramento.
I'm gonna need multiple buildings.
and probably a workbench. You're going to need a lot of square footage.
I would love to collect tools too, like old tools.
Yeah.
I have a belt. Have you ever seen the tool to punch a hole in a belt?
I don't think that I have.
It kind of looks like a pair of pliers with like a boat steering wheel
I
on
have
it.
seen that.
You've seen
That's
that.
for a belt.
That's for belt to punch the holes, and it has different gauge holes.
Yeah.
Because people were poor, so they'd rather buy the tool to extend or shorten the belt than buy a new belt.
Wait, how many different sizes of belt holes do you need?
I mean, it depends. Women's belts versus men's belts.
Okay, all right.
I'm not the one
I'll
that's
back
creating that binary there. I'm simply speaking to it.
It was a different
It
time.
definitely was.
And then you're, I usually ask if people would find, like, if that would be a good enough creative outlet for you, or do you think that you would need something else to?
Well, I mean, I think that it would be, although I also like to take photographs.
Yeah.
And I feel like those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because the ones that get away are the ones that, you just can't have, or the ones you have to get rid of. You can take, tasteful photographs of them.
That's going to be the hardest part of your life is the stuff that you can't hang on to anymore.
100%.
No.
You can't even imagine the stuff that I still have, even though I've moved around the country a ton.
Yeah.
I have some T-shirts that were my mom's when she was in high school.
Can I just say that when you are in your 80s,
Yeah.
you are going to have the coolest house.
Absolutely.
Have you been to that? There's like it's up in the valley area. There's like a mansion that somebody bought or somebody built by themselves with garbage. I forget the name of it.
Yes.
It's like he built his own castle.
Yeah, I think it was I saw it on TV, and I can't remember if I saw it on American Pickers or not.
Yeah.
But I think I Yes, I think it was actually on American Pickers.
It's called like the Glendora Castle or something
yes.
like
No,
that.
I know what you're talking about.
Like that's how I picture.
Like the walls are built out of cans.
The walls are built out of cans, and every which way there's like a motorcycle built
Yep.
into the wall.
I know exactly
But there's
what you're
like
talking
just rooms and rooms and rooms of exactly this stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Oh yeah, I definitely have to go up there. And also, did you see Bright Lights? The Carrie Fisher and Debbie
Reynolds.
Thank you, Jesus. That documentary, number one, amazing. It's very good. Number two, they lived on almost the same property, like two houses right next to each other. And Carrie Fisher's house was essentially like I hope that hope that her daughter is keeping it and turning it into a museum, because it is just a museum of her life. You know, like all the things in it. Yeah, just memorabilia and also just things from her life that she collected and kept and just surrounded herself with.
Yeah.
And then also Debbie Reynolds was, and if you watch the documentary,
she's noted as a Hollywood historian.
She was saving all this stuff when people were just like getting rid of it. And it's heartbreaking in the documentary. She has to sell. She was collecting the Rat Pack outfit. Like the original Rat Pack outfit, she like went to one of their houses and was like, "Can I have your underwear?" Like she had the underwear from their costumes and had all of it because no one thought to hang on to it. And then she ended up having to like auction it off.
Yeah, I saw the big
was
auction.
out of money.
That's probably like the only time in human history where that will all be in one place.
Yep.
And now it's dispersed.
Where
who's going to go out and find it? But
exactly.
Rhea Butcher.
Rhea Butcher knocking on the door. Where's your underwear?
There it was, our first exit strat.
With a bang.
With a bang. With a bang. Starting it off with Rhea Butcher. It's only going to go up from here. All right, let's get to the next one. We've already had him on the last show. I had to have him back. And by have him back, another clip. It's Paul Danke.
Love Paul Danke.
Paul Danke. What do you... Let me do this. What do you think Paul Danke's exit strategy would be? You know him as a father, comedian... Nice, chill bro. What do you think that he would do with his life if comedy wasn't a part of it? Putting you on the spot.
Like run a smoothie stand.
You're not too far off.
Oh, I've listened to the episode, actually. I remember.
Okay, good. That's cheating. I could see him run a smoothie stand, though. Yeah. But do you think that he would be a smoothie stand that's like a lot of sugar, or it would be one of those smoothie stands where it's like kind of more green-based?
I think a lot of sugar, but right on the ocean.
Right on the ocean.
Yeah.
The salt of the sea is on every straw as you take a sip from Paul's smoothies. Hey, Paul, if you're listening, we got a great idea for you. We already signed the paperwork. We're going to get you in on that smoothie deal. Well, let's listen in. It's similar to that in a way. And by in a way, I mean, it might not be. Anyway, here's Paul Danke. Let's find out what would Paul Danke do if he was not doing comedy on exit strategies. Strats. Okay, roll clip. Now. And go. But let's focus on just if comedy was not a part of your life, and you had to do something different to bide your time, what would you do?
Well, I've always joked, and this is just a line, but I've always joked that I should leave stand-up comedy and get into the pussy-rich industry of wine country tour guiding.
Okay,
and it's half joking because obviously I'm not. First of all, I'm being gross.
Yeah.
And second of all, I'm not trying to have sex with everybody's cool aunt.
Yeah.
But
the sex part to the side.
Sex part to the side. I love a sparkling small talk. I like when people are drinking some wine and just having a good time, even if they're being annoying. I've got a huge tolerance for it.
Yeah.
I love seeing people have a good time. And I love seeing, like, friends get together.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love it. When it's like a bunch of girlfriends just laughing at some like inside joke, oh man, it just lights me up. I love it.
Yeah, that feeds your soul.
It does. It does. And I love wine.
Are you a wine guy? Like, because I
No.
Okay.
No. I know which types I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm game to pretty much try anything.
You're not like, oh, this has hints of garlic with a subtle attack of Concord grape. Like,
I mean, you put me at a wine tasting, I'm gonna do my damnedest. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna taste that wine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get really into it.
so as let's break down what your
Yeah.
day to day is.
Okay.
You're touring people around different vineyards. Or are
you
you
know,
at one vineyard and you're sort of like, come to my place, I'll treat you right.
I'm open to it. I'm open to it's tourism, which of course is a tough business, tricky business because it's down in America because of course Donald Trump is ruining our country. But I do feel like, let's be honest, the old weekend white pant set,
Yeah.
they're still going out wine tasting. There's still a lot of that.
You're never going to lose wine tasting.
No. People are this is the fucked up thing. People are having bridal showers. People are getting married and having children while Donald Trump's the president. It's insane.
Hey, gonna try to get that marriage thing going.
Yeah. Sorry there, Jeff.
Sorry about that.
This is crazy time to do it.
Happily engaged.
I knew that Jeff was engaged, everybody. But no, I think that you move out to a wine based area. It's always that's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice breezes. They always need good breeze for these wines. Rolling hillsides.
Beautiful
I'm there.
climate.
Beautiful climate.Maybe horses. Love horses.
There's gonna be a couple horses.
It's gonna be-
Do you have
there's gonna be couple horses.
is this California or are we doing any? Are you gonna stay in California for this?
I probably wow. We're talking things have gone real south.
Dude, I'm
leaving comedy and California.
Wow. No. I'm consider it an invitation to open up your world. Not just this isn't like a tail between your legs. I gotta skip town.
No, I know there's they do some wine. I know they make wine up in Washington, up where I grew up. There's some wine, some vineyards. But I'm a California guy. I don't see myself leaving.
That reminds me, my fiance wanted me to tell you hi and shaka bra. That just reminded me.
I love that. Say hi back for me and also shaka bra as well.
But you're a California guy.
Yeah, I am.
You give off that California vibe too. I would have pegged you for literally having grown up here.
I actually was born here.
Oh.
And my family moved when I was 11, and that's sort of the.
That's what created Paul Danke.
It's true.
Yeah.
I was born in the desert. I'm a desert person.
Yeah. I don't think you should leave California. Right?
No. Oh, I'm cold everywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm freezing. My toes are always cold.
Yeah.
Got these dumb long feet.
I think California
Awful.
wine country is where it's going to be.
Yeah, up around Ojai, Santa Barbara. It's always,
Hi.
they're recovering right now from the mudslides and the
Yeah.
fires. But when all that shit's over,
Take the good with the bad, man. You're going to have yourself some wine tours.
Have you ever gone wine tasting?
I have been wine tasting a few times. Actually, Amber and I went to not Big Bear. What am I thinking? Big Sur.
Big Sur.
The Big Sur area, and we did a wine tasting near Morro Bay.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Did you, so you've never, does your mom drink wine?
She'll drink a glass. My dad will drink more than my mom does.
You should go wine tasting with your parents.
Yeah. Loosen them up a little bit.
You'd make their day. You can make your mom's day, I'd tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. It's fancy.
Yeah.
It's like appetizers, which I find that, parents love appetizers. They love them. It's the commitment isn't there.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about did the meal get ruined. They just love
Just a little
noshing.
bit. I think it's the same thing with wine too, because my mom doesn't really drink,
Right.
And she kind of she likes to drink, but she doesn't like to admit she likes to drink.
Right. This is
So the
perfect.
wine thing is just sort of like, oh, it's just a glass of wine. Oh, it's just a taste of wine.
Yeah, in tasting, you are only drinking the smaller amount. So that's you just get sucked right in. All of a sudden, you're bombed.
You just trick them in.
They're like, "What is this? A dessert wine?" And they're like, you see people drinking a whole glass of dessert wine. You're like, "That's disgusting.
That is a lot.
That's so much sugar. How are you drinking that?"
I just got
right now?"
grossed out when you said that.
Oh yeah, but when you're already drunk, you can't help it.
Are you? Well, I'm trying to decipher what your role is going to be in this. Are you recommending vineyards, or are you more at the vineyard and you're like, here is...
Oh,
you're serving the wine.
Yes, I want to be taking you from, maybe they do a lot of bus tours where like you're coming from town and they take you to different wineries, and there's someone that points out. I love pointing out geography. I absolutely love it. If there's a beautiful tree, I will figure out what kind of tree it is and I'll point it out. Figure out how old it is. I'll do those things for you, and I will point them out all along the way. Peppering in fun facts is
it's your bread and butter.
It's my bread and butter.
You see that bluff up there? That's where Chelsea Clinton got married.
Like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm fucking learning stuff. I'm drunk. I'm with my friends. I'm on this bus. This guy's wearing shorts. It seems very normal. Yeah. I'm wearing shorts all the time.
Fun shorts. It's like it's not a stuffy wine tour.
No.
About how many vineyards are we hitting in a tour?
I think, 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah, because then people are just drunk.
Yeah.
And, they're day drunk, so that's like... Day drunk I love. I love drinking during the day, but it can certainly have that, like, melting birthday cake effect on people. And that's, that's fun. That's fun.
But you almost have to be prepared for it. I don't like to day drink because this is what happens when I day drink.
Tell me.
Drink during the day, really fun. And then, 6 o'clock hits. I fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then I wake up at 8 and it's nighttime. and I'm tired, but I'm also not tired. I can't do it.
I know.
So this is when we're bringing these tourists on this tour.
Yeah.
And you've hit up, let's say it's 5 o'clock, you've hit up 4 vineyards.
Sure, they're bombed.
Do you have some sort of all right, now let's finish it off with some, there needs to be an activity or a meal or something.
A meal would be the way to do it. And then I was thinking just micro fleece throw blankets.
Ooh.
Tuck them in so nice on the bus. Put on some dub remixed Enya. Kind of turn it down but turn the bass up so they just kind of feel it, and then they'll just wrap themselves in a cocoon of wine drunk and micro fleece and Enya and bass, and
we just leave them there.
Lights out. Oh, we're going to tuck them in. We'll turn the heat up. We'll turn it to 72, and they're all snoring.
A starlight tour, and you were going to be out in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
But you're going to love it.
Yeah.
You're going to love that you have done that.
I'll wake you up gently. We'll slowly bring the lights up. Nice soft voice. Hey,
it's morning.
Yeah. You all slept on the bus, and you charge them extra for the bus.
Oh, yeah. But you know what?
No,
I think
joking.
I know. I think this could be a lucrative thing.
I really think that I could do it.
I think that this could be big.
Yeah, I gotta get with people that are not too decidedly highbrow. I can't get in with stuffy people, and they're always the grossest. They're the grossest.
Yeah. I feel like you're not dealing with a hedge fund manager. You're more dealing with a dentist.
Yeah, a good dentist.
A good dentist.
Oh man,
yeah, it's
I'd love to go drinking with my dentist. Man, he's great.
There's nothing stopping you from going to drink with your dentist. I just say that. Next time you're in the chair.
You know what?
We should go drinking sometime.
My dentist he's been mine since I moved here. He's still in the valley. I still go into the valley to get my teeth done. Yeah. He's fantastic. His reminder card it's a picture of him on a motorcycle. He rides motorcycles. And he's so great. Rides motorcycles, likes to tour with his brother and stuff, and they go up and down the coast. They have these great drives. And it's also, he has a little dog, and the little dog is on in the motorcycle with him.
Oh, you got to go with that.
I'm calling him right back. Yeah, has it been 6 months? Thank you for the card. It's
see and then you and him could ride Harleys up to wine country. Make it a weekend.
Make it a weekend. Oh, I'm ready.
Do you know something about dentists? Talking about dentist loyalty. If a dentist goes to another town, they can actually get time as a dentist.
Well, they fluoridate the water differently up here. I want to see what these soft-ass teeth are about.
He's an artisanal dentist. He's real good. You're going to want to get him.
Small batch teeth.
He's in from Van Nuys. He's good.
He's good. There's a lot of teeth in Van Nuys. A lot of families.
Don't discriminate about the teeth and Van Nuys, everybody. I mean, teeth are teeth.
People love to just shit on the Valley in general, and it's elitist, is what it is.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about moving back up to the Valley?
I would if I was like buying a house.
Yeah.
There's definitely Glendale's rad. Is Glendale
Have
the
you
Valley?
been to North Hollywood lately? Have you been to Magnolia and Lancashire?
Yeah. Where did you live, by the way? I wanted to ask earlier.
Okay, I lived where the 170 intersected with Magnolia.
Okay.
Like in a building, literally like cancer, carcinogen distance away from an active freeway.
Yes. There's that long park there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
that's where I lived.
Just where that was.
Yeah. When I would vacuum my carpet, just like soot.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
It was
oh, my
bad.
God.
It was really bad.
We were on Burbank and Vineland,
Uh-huh.
right by the Circus Liquor. We could see the Circus Liquor sign from our window.
I'm telling you, it has changed. You might want to think about.
I would
up
love
there.
to live near a train stop.
There you go.
Somewhere I could get on
No
the
ho.
train. Yeah.
No ho, baby.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be something that would make me think about it.
Yeah.
But I love living in Echo Park.
We've gotten completely off track.
Oh, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Because I just wanted to ask you about.
No, and
have you been to North Hollywood lately?
Yeah.
It's so nice,
guys. Let me tell you about. I moved. Hey, you know what? Fuck everything.
We can stay back on this. topic.
I left North Hollywood right after they got a coffee bean. You know what I mean?
I'm out.
I was gone. I was like, it's too. No, it was. They built a school near our house, and it made the traffic in the morning just so terrible. I was like, oh, well, fuck
Fucking
this shit.
kids.
I don't need it.
Well, now I bet you wish you had that school right next to
No.
So I think we've established a nice little exit strategy for you. You're moving up to Central California.
Yeah, probably Central California.
You probably get a nice little house up there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, because money's going to be coming in with the wine country.
And those
tour
dentists
guide.
are drinking their Pinot Noir.
You know, when your card gets passed around at like the hygienist weekends, where they're all getting together. Where are we going to go? And then pow.
Yeah.
This guy, fun wine country tour.
You gotta go.
We get loaded.
Do you want to name it, or is that's too much of a burden to put on you right now?
Yeah,
to
that's
name
too
your
much of a
business?
burden.
Yeah.
But something elegant.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily feel like I was going to start my own business, but
Oh, did you think you were an employee of this business as your exit
I don't
strategy?
know. I don't know.
Oh, I was aiming for you. You're a full-on entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's just the more we talk about it, the more obvious that is what would happen.
I think so. Because you have standards. You're going to want it done a certain way.
I do. I have a vision. There's a right way to get him in the van. There's a way to make it feel, comforting, friendly.
Don't push them in the van. They want to get in the van. They'll get in, and we're not. There's no rush.
There's no rush. Sometimes these people will take you on a tour in a van that has any problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that is not okay.
I could see you.
Can you imagine getting on a bus for a tour and they're like, oh, the AC's out. Huh?
Not acceptable.
Huh? Oh, we'll just crack the what? Huh? I'm here with Jennifer, my 56-year-old best friend who has no hearing in one ear because she frequented the shooting range. And now she's deaf in one ear, and we're trying to have a nice conversation on our way out to wine country, and we can't talk because of the whistling of the wind coming through.
And you seated me to the side of her bad ear.
Well, that is they should have solved that up between them, but they didn't think the windows were going to be down the whole time.
I could see you as a hard-ass manager, though, too.
Yeah.
I could see
honest.
you as a manager of a small business, and then all of your employees are 17. Come on,
Jeff.
guys.
When you put it like that, I'm gonna just go. Nope, that doesn't sound like me at all.
Okay, fair enough.
First of all, I'm very into hiring the aging generations of America need jobs as well. But
that's fair.
But I'll write them.
But I'm.
Look. You want to get back in the workforce now? Guess what? This is not the 80s.
It's my name is on the side of that van. Okay.
Oh man, that is something I would say for sure. my name's on the side. Oh.
And someday you will. That's a fantastic exit strategy, Paul. I think I like it. And if you do make this happen, I want to be on the first tour. No, I want to be on the 5th tour once you got the kinks worked out.
Yeah. You want to get? Let me get my patter straight,
Get
Jeff.
your patter straight. Get your jokes. Get it all that ready.
I'll do a soft opening. We'll just scoop people up and just take them up there.
Well, Amber, what do you think? Would you go on a Paul Danke wine tour?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, sign me up right now.
Yeah, we're in, Paul. We want front row front row seats. That's kind of like running a smoothie shop
Totally.
a little bit because
It's like an elevated smoothie.
yeah, it's that's honestly what is wine but an elevated smoothie, really. I think that there
no
would be
sense.
there would be some passionate Frenchmen that would be very angry at that. But I think I like that idea. I would love to see Paul sort of take me on a tour of anything because I think he'd be a good host.
Well, and he would see it from a cool perspective,
Yeah.
probably that you might not initially.
Yeah, he'd take care of you, and that's what
He'd
you
make sure
want.
it was fun and chill.
Yeah, it'd be fun and it would be chill.
It'd be fun and chill.
And there'd be smoothies at the end. I think he should just run an Orange Julius, honestly. Paul, again.
I think he's doing great with comedy.
Now that I'm listening to all these exit strategies, I'm just going to urge people to go for it. And by go for it, I mean new ones. Hey, I got a new one. I got a new exit strategy for you. Let's listen into this next clip. We got Kimberly Clark.
What a
Wow.
joy. You got to talk to Kimberly Clark.
We got some nice people on this episode. Yeah. We got Rhea Butcher, Paul Danke, Kimberly Clark.
Wow.
Would have all of these sweeties at my house at any moment.
Yeah.
Any
Bring
moment.
them over right now.
What do you think Kimberly... Oh, should I do this for everyone? What do you think Kimberly Clark's will be?
I'm just going to go with my instincts.
Okay.
But like a docent at a museum.
Okay. I could see that. It's
don't
not
know
it.
why.
It's not it.
I don't
but
know
I could
why.
see that. I think Kimberly would make a good docent because she is knowledgeable.
Uh-huh.
And also, she
She's
just
like a
has like that
quiet
air.
patience.
Yeah. She would entertain the tourists' questions, even though she's heard them a million times.
Right. She would just make fun of them in her head.
Yes. Well, all right, Kimberly, if you are listening, again, we are suggesting alternate exit strategies, apparently. Let's listen to the real one.
Feels
Let's
like
listen.
this is all a game for me that I'm very bad at.
One of these days, you're going to nail it. And then they have to do that exit strategy. If Amber Kenny can correctly choose,
Bingo.
you got to do that.
You
exit
have to
strategy.
quit comedy.
You have to quit comedy. Well, let's listen into Kimberly Clark here on exit strategies. Strats. We should really have named this episode. Let's listen to Kimberly Clark. What do you think? I mean, you've been doing comedy a long time. Mm-hmm. You had some great successes on it. You got a show tonight, even.
I have a show tonight. Yes.
But if you had to leave the world of comedy behind completely and do something completely different, what do you think that you would pursue?
Being a housewife.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one. Just stereotypical
Can I just
housewife.
tell you something? There is
What?
absolutely nothing wrong with it. Like
Yeah.
people, I mean, because I feel like I was kind of raised to be, academically, do well in school and, go to college, be a go-getter, all three of my siblings were like two of my siblings were like in college when I was in grade school, So it was just kind of expected, you know what I'm saying? So I like the home arts. I taught myself how to sew recently, I've been watching YouTube videos and sewing. Don't laugh at me. I've been sewing pillows and I just like that. I like baking cookies. And
Yeah.
you know what? It makes sense because as a kid, too, my mom used to get Better Homes and Gardens magazines. And I used to look at these things for hours as a kid.
Yeah, it planted a seed.
It certainly planted
Yeah.
a seed. And when I became of age, I like tried out different recipes and stuff. But like I never connected, I want to be a housewife. I was like, I'm going to college. But I was enjoying that other life too. I just didn't know how well I enjoyed it until I got into the workforce and started hustling and
And then it's like, this is.
I was like, I could be home right now. There is nothing wrong with it. But you know what? I would also do other things that were intellectually stimulating, like, writing. I probably would be a writer.
But the home would be your
yeah.
home base part
I
of
would have
it.
like a bed and breakfast. Okay, here it is.
Okay, here we go.
I would have
Now
like
we're
a
getting real.
bed and breakfast, right?
Yeah.
That I would live on the premises.
Yeah.
Do all my home arts things, and then like on the weekends I would have a comedy show.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
All right. I like it. So
I don't have to perform because I have left comedy behind. But
I was going to say. That's not
However-
an exit strategy.
however, I would produce shows, and then give
Yeah.
all the comedians, I don't know, biscuits and jam at the end of the
At the end. Homemade.
as payment.
Well, it's funny that we started our conversation with talking about your home and my home, and then now we've come full circle talking about
Full
this
circle.
future home of yours.
Yes.
So if it is a bed and breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
what is the vibe? What are we talking here? If I'm a guest and I'm coming in, first off, where are we?
Where
What's
are
the
we?
location?
When I think bed and breakfast, I feel like it has
Yeah.
to be rustic and,
Uh-huh.
you have to have all four seasons. And then I also think about like different cities and stuff that are like coming up
Yeah.
now. And I kind of feel like Detroit would be a very ideal place to do
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
Because, the situation in Detroit.
Yes.
But it's changing,
Yeah.
and people are getting in there and buying properties and stuff
Revitalizing
like
a
that,
little bit.
revitalizing it. And I just think it would be really cool to do it
Yeah, to be
somewhere
part
like
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so we're in.
I'm weird.
No, I like this. I think this is great. So we're in Detroit.
We're in Detroit.
I'm visiting Detroit, and I'm coming to your bed and breakfast. What am I seeing when I come in? What is the vibe?
The vibe is, it's like Martha Stewart meets, who should I meet? It could be Martha Stewart meet with Snoop Dogg. It's kind of that vibe. It's their show.
Yeah.
It's their show, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you still have the fanciness and the biscuits and the jam and stuff, but you also have an undercurrent of soulfulness.
Yeah,
and,
it's real.
and realness. Exactly.
Because Martha Stewart she's got the beautiful thing, but they don't always feel real.
And that's where Snoop comes
Snoop
in.
always feels real.
Real.
So
Exactly.
that's why they get along so well.
Yeah, it's cute. I think it's so cute.
So we're having a bed and breakfast, and I assume that you're cooking the breakfast. That's how that was work, right? Or are you going to have a staff?
I would have a staff.
Okay, good. I was like, I
a lot of
don't
work.
want to talk you out of your bed
That's
and
a
breakfast
lot
by
of
being
work.
like,
I
So
know.
we got to make the food.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. You're doing a lot of.
I would have guest
prep.
chefs come in.
Oh, okay.
Guest chefs
Yeah.
from like different culinary schools in Detroit. To
That's kind of a cool
showcase.
way, to like
Ooh,
show
somebody's
off the
gonna
city a
steal
little.
this idea.
no.
Yo.
I know. I'm like,
gonna
this
have to
just seems
bleep
like a
this
really
out.
good idea.
I've thought about this too, actually.
It sounds like you have. You've got this all like locked and loaded, ready to go.
yeah.
But I think that's cool. You kind of, while you're visiting town, you're also able to sort of sample places you might not have gone. Like the city comes to you.
Comes to you
by
in
having
one
that,
place.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
You see where this is
I
going?
see where this is going. Oh no, nobody steal this.
Nobody.
This is Kim's idea.
I said it. We got proof.
I'll date stamp this so that
Date
everyone
stamp
knows.
it,
I don't know how to
please.
do that. But
Okay. Wow. What's today's date? The 3rd?
It is the 3rd. April 3rd, 2018.
It's the year of our Lord.
You have heard it here first. Kimberly Clark is going to run a bed and breakfast in Detroit.
I don't have the name of it yet. So.
Do bed and breakfast have names? They have the names?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a bed and breakfast name sample. I can't even
I don't
think
know
of
names.
one.
You got to Google that.
Like Cottonwood Estates or
Yeah,
something.
it's
Like
something like
weird.
that.
Yeah, something homey.
Yeah.
Well, we won't. Coming up with a name, I would never put somebody under the pressure of being like,
Yeah,
you have to come up with that
too
now.
much pressure,
Yeah.
Jeff.
That's you need like a whole like chalkboard of ideas and
Yeah,
cross
that's
them
a
across. Yeah,
brainstorm.
that's definitely
Think
a
tank.
brainstorm. We'll do it. We'll do a second episode where we just brainstorm and get it off the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to be running it. So you're not really going to be a housewife. You're kind of going to be an entrepreneur. When you think about it,
It's an entrepreneurial approach to housewifeism.
Yes. Housewifeism.
Well, I mean, I feel like they monetize everything nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well, and also
Might as well.
You got to make the money anyway. You can't.
there it is.
If you could be a housewife and just be like you got like a salary for that, that would be one thing. But that doesn't. You
Yeah.
have to make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest jobs. Oprah says it all the time, even though she's not,
But she
a mother.
she's
She says
talked.
mother specifically.
She's talked to housewives, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Is motherhood an aspect of this, or is it just the home part?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've wanted kids.
because that's a whole nother
That's a whole nother ball game.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I want a kid. I want them after the diaper phase.
Like you pick them up when they're
when they're ready
a little
to
more
go to that
self-reliant.
bathroom by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
I had nieces and nephews.
So you're well familiar with
Yeah, some of them smelled like grown people.
Oof.
And I was like,
This is disturbing.
sorry, I shouldn't. Bad turn.
I just actually visited some friends of ours. We went up to their house. They just had a baby like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they're finally sort of being like, all right, we're easing our way back in the world. And you could tell that the sleep deprivation and the work of being a parent, like, had got, you could see it in their eyes.
Yeah.
They would talk, and you'd be like, that sentence didn't really make a lot of sense. Like, that's the only thing that worries me about being a parent.
You went to college. You were sleep deprived there, weren't you?
Yeah, but I am very bad when I'm sleep deprived.
Oh,
I am
wow.
It is bad.
Is it worse than you being drunk?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, you know what? I've never seen myself drunk, so I don't know.
Okay.
But when I'm sleep deprived, it's more like I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, and I'm also going to get really angry.
Okay.
I'm going to get cranky.
That's not good.
Yeah. As a parent, you don't want that.
Yeah.
I'll be leaving my baby in the car, and then I'm going to get mad about it. But you'll have your kids shipped away at a boarding school
Switzerland.
between age
Yeah.
0
Little
and
uniforms.
3, and then they come back and they're like,
Yeah.
we're here to join the family business.
Like, oh, yay.
Yeah, you gotta have a
Here
kid
they
running
are.
around there.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be serving the biscuits in jam.
Oh, no. No child labor at my bed and
No,
breakfast.
that's the family business. We're gonna
Okay.
pass it on
Okay.
to them.
Okay. I got you.
I like this exit strategy. I like that you've got it. Like, well, I kind of know what I'm gonna do.
Kind of figured it out,
Yeah,
right?
It's already there.
So I better.
Well, you can look forward to that coming up. The Kimberly Clark's as yet unnamed bed and breakfast in the Detroit area. Would it be in the suburbs or would it be in Detroit proper?
I don't know. You know, they've turned some of like the inner city neighborhoods into like agriculture.
Really?
There's like farming and some because they're so vacant. Like so many people left.
Yeah.
and there's like nothing.
There's
there.
just actual open
So they
space.
turned it into farmland. Yeah.
That is nuts because that's
so the
like,
inner city is almost
Yeah.
like turning into the suburbs,
Ooh.
but people are going up in there buying it up. I feel like
Yeah.
people from China are like cashing in on that.
I don't want to make this about Chinese investments because
Okie
the
dokie.
podcast always
I'm
becomes
so
about Chinese
sorry
investments.
for going
but
there.
I will say that China is pulling back from its real estate investments in America.
Are they?
Yes, I read it in the LA Times the other day.
Well,
And
send me
now
that article.
We've lost everyone at this point.
Hilarious.
Well, you know, if you run a podcast, sooner or later you're going to get into Chinese investments in real estate. It just it's the way the
bound to
conversation
happen.
naturally flows and
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
That's all it is. Well, that sounds like a really fun time, and I hope to. I've never been to Detroit. That would be a great excuse for me to go.
Yeah.
You know, so keep me in the loop, and I'd like a discount because
I used to go there a lot as a kid. I had family there.
Yeah, is it? I mean, what's?
I was there when it was booming.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the boom, I should say.
Yeah, somebody from 20 years before would be like, "This is not the boom."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went roller skating there. Oh my God, roller skating is like a deal, just in the Midwest in general. But
I'm
Detroit,
from the Midwest. We had our roller
in
skating.
Nebraska.
Yeah. We
How
had
did
our
they roller skate in Nebraska?
Well, mostly just in a circle.
Yeah. Oh, baby, it's a whole different ball game in Detroit.
Yeah, there was.
It ain't a simple
There wa-
circle. It's a circle, but it's not. It's way more complicated.
There was no there's no movement really at all. It was just in a circle.
You need to YouTube
We
like
would do the hokey
Detroit
pokey.
roller skating.
We would do the hokey pokey in the middle at one point.
Oh, I'm
no,
sure.
there's I don't know if you've been. There's a roller rink up in Glendale, the
Moonlight Rollerway. Yeah, I've been there.
And I was there once, and it was I don't think it was even a special like gathering or anything, but the people that were coming there were clearly had been going there and it had been roller skating
Years.
since the 70s, and they looked so good. And I was like, oh, I get it now. People were moving, and some of them had like a handkerchief because they were like really
Because they knew they were
dancing.
going to be sweating.
Yeah.
So they came prepared.
And
they
then
know.
it was like me and a group of people just sort of gingerly like doing the Nebraska skate.
The Nebraska skate. God.
The Nebraska skate's just a circle, and then at one point we do hokey pokey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can. You bring the bed and breakfast. I'll introduce Nebraska skating
skate to Detroit.
and get laughed out of the city.
You should go to World on Wheels on Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same style.
It's a lot of people. Well, there's a lot of transplants in LA, so it's like a lot of folks from the Midwest. You clearly can tell that they are like not. Although LA, I'm sure LA had a roller skating culture too, because World on Wheels has been there for years. Yeah. But when you see them skate there, it's business.
Yeah.
Like you can't mess around there.
Yeah, I can't.
Skating
do
on
no
it.
circles.
If you skate on the outside, you have to skate fast. The referee will blow the whistle in your face and make you move to the inside if you are slowing up progress. I didn't get blown at because I know better.
Are you gonna?
I'm not that great of a skater. I'm basic. I don't do Nebraska skate. I'm a little better.
You're
than
better
that.
than my skating.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're not going to be throwing down with the pros.
No, I want to learn tricks though. I want to learn how to do different things. I do. I just sit there and I just envy. I just get very covetous when I go to World on Wheels. I'm like, dang.
Oh, when I was,
I want to do that.
It looks so much more fun.
It's better. I mean, I could dance a little bit on skates.
Yeah.
I could dance a little bit, but I can't do too much.
Yeah, like
that could end up
spins
disastrous.
And splits and
not splits.
I've seen somebody do the splits.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying I can't do a split. I thought you were talking to me. No.
I think we maybe have settled on a alternate exit strategy. Roller skating pro. Well, so that's what Kimberly Clark's going to be doing as her exit strategy, either running a bed and breakfast or becoming a professional roller skater, or both. We don't know. Well, that's Kimberly Clark. You weren't close, but I think the bed and breakfast thing could be. I would stay there. We should stay there.
I'm in.
We're in. Also, we have a roller skating connection. She's talking about going out to the roller rinks. do you want to mention what you were told by some lady when we went to the roller rink? You were kind of having a little trouble.
I'm not
skating,
that great at roller
but
skating,
you're
I
great
like
at dancing.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot.
So you're having a
I'm
fun
humbled.
time.
And she said, if you can get your bottom half to do what your top half is doing,
You got something.
because I was grooving, but then like roller skating like a little kid.
You're really grooving up top, but then the legs are not a lot
Yeah,
going on.
I
If
don't
you-
know. I don't know if this story is translating to the radio.
I think it is. I think you should get into roller derby.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. Roller derby's the one where you slam into people.
Yeah, no,
roller disco.
Or roller dancing.
Roller dancing. That's what you want to get into. And then maybe Kimberly can have you in to like teach classes.
Oh, that
at
would be
her-
cool.
People teach classes at bed and breakfast, right? You go
Roller
in
skate classes.
for bed and then breakfast, and then you all go into the living room and somebody teaches you a class.
That
It's
sounds
a new
fun.
thing. It's a new thing. It's fun. Well, we've reached the last clip.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, we have a tradition here on Exit Strategy. Every episode, we take things away from people. We say, you can't have comedy. You got to think of a new career. That's tough on people.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also give them an opportunity to just cash in big time.
Mm-hmm.
We have no sponsors on these shows. We don't have Casper Mattress. We don't have Warby Parker. We don't have the other mattress company. But you can't have a podcast without sponsors.
Harry's Razors.
Harry's Razors, exactly. The way that we do it is we have the guest choose the sponsor, and in the unlikely event that maybe a company is like, oh, let's listen to this, they hear that person talking about their product, we might get yourself a sweet sponsorship deal. You cash in big time. You never have to work a day in your life. That'd be a pretty sweet gig.
I'm in, yeah.
Well, I'm giving you the opportunity because
Me?
you're kind of the
Little
guest here.
me? Oh my
Amber
gosh.
Tenney.
Wow.
You get to choose the sponsor this week's episode. Who is the sponsor for the Best of Strats ep?
The sponsor for this episode is aloe vera.
Aloe vera. The, what would you call that?
Gel.
A topical
Ointment.
ointment.
It's great. I mean, we all know if you have a sunburn,
You rub a little aloe vera on there.
and it's
soothe
gonna
it.
help. It's gonna help heal it. But hot tip:
Not just in the summer, baby.
you can use it year round. It keeps your skin moist without it getting oily. It's great under any other moisturizer you want to use. So hot tip:
Aloe vera. Is this a tip everyone knows right now? I feel like the aloe vera thing.
People know.
People do know.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were saying like, yeah, people know about.
No,
aloe
I'm
vera.
saying that I didn't know this
Yeah,
until
yeah.
very recently. You're big on the aloe vera kick. Is
Love
this
it.
like is this a hot thing that's going to blow up soon? So we got to buy all the aloe vera we can now before it gets too hot. You could be buying it for like $50
Well,
a bottle.
people drink it too.
That's gross.
Okay.
What is the drinking benefit?
It's supposed to do kind of the same thing, but internally. Like you're like moisturizing.
It moisturizes your stomach?
Mm-hmm.
That just sounds like you're going to have to poop a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. All right. Well, get yourself a bottle of aloe vera today.
Get yourself moisturized without feeling greasy.
There you go. That's the tagline. Is there a particular aloe vera company that you would like to shout out?
No. Just I want to plant.
Okay. I was just trying to get you a free bottle. If you name dropped, what is that? I don't know what the hot aloe vera companies
Yeah, I
are
don't
these
know.
days.
Like
yeah.
Target
CVS brand. Get yourself a Target brand aloe vera today. That's our sponsor for this week's episode. Thank you for that. Now we got to go into our final clip of
Already?
this show. I know, but don't worry. We'll be back next week. Our next clip is another nicey. Right off the bat, oh my God, Solomon Georgio, also returning from his Chats episode. Wow. Because we got to find out what's the strat for this guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice fellow. Love talking to him. Love that he is experiencing success. His last year, 2018, was a breakout year for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like this is his last year.
This
I
is
was
his
like,
last
Jeff,
year.
what do you know that I don't know?
Breaking news, terminally ill,
Oh,
Solomon
I
Georgio.
hope not.
I hope not, too. I hope he's around for a long time, and I'm really excited to see where he goes in his career. And it's just starting to bloom at the moment, and now I'm going to say I'm taking it all away. What would you do with your life if you could not do what you're doing? He just finished his second Conan appearance when I had him in here to tell us what is his exit strategy. Let's find out. Here's Solomon Georgio. Gears a little bit. Let's talk about what if we stopped all this today. What if Solomon Georgio, touring comedian, televised comedian, wasn't doing comedy anymore? What would be a path you would go down? What would be your exit strategy?
Wow. That's a tough one
That's
for
a
me.
tough one.
Because my skill set is very limited.
Yes.
I used to be in the corporate world, and then I was serving for so long that I don't think I have that skill anymore.
Yeah. What were you in the corporate world?
I was just working as like an executive assistant kind of position.
That is a rough job.
for like a commercial print company, and I can't imagine going back to that. I would probably.
Well, let me just throw this out at you. Don't put a negative spin on it. Be aspirational. You don't have to go back to that.
No, I
Leave
think
that
I
way
would.
behind.
I would probably just work at a bar.
Okay.
I would probably like bartending seems like
Yeah.
the most surefire skill that I can obtain and fill the nights that I need to fill.
Yeah.
And the habit that I have, which I will be a very big drunk if comedy's no longer my life.
But I hope like a happy drunk.
I'm always a happy drunk.
Okay, good.
Like I've definitely like I've never I never was like, oh, I'm gonna be sad and drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna make myself feel good, and then I'm gonna start drinking.
Yeah.
Which takes very little from me. I'm very good at giving myself like positive self affirmations in order for me to be like, all right, now we can get wasted.
I'm out of that mental headspace. And now let's have some fun.
But for me, I never get depressed at night. It's
Yeah.
like my depression sticks around during the day.
The day. Yeah,
Like,
the day
it's
sucks.
That fucking morning time depression and to do it in LA is annoying too.
Yeah.
Being sad when it's like 90 degrees out
Ooh.
and there are pools aplenty. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's just like you see out the window how nice of a day it is, but you're just not out there for some reason.
But
It's
for
a
some
really
reason, like,
bad
once
time.
that sunrise kicks in, I finally have value.
You're a night owl.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. So you would become a bartender, but let me ask you: are you what kind of bartender are you? Are you a sociable? Are you a no nonsense bartender?
I would definitely love to have a very popular situation where people specifically come to my bar because of me.
because of you. Like you're the
Yeah.
the magnetic personality. That
Exactly.
brings people
People
into the bar.
like try it. Like it's like a lot of like people trying to get my attention, but I'm like busy like throwing drinks out. I have no
Yeah.
time to give them the attention they need. I'm like, hey, I
Yeah.
get it. You have problems, and I want to help solve them. But right now, I got to make all these mojitos.
You do. I think you do have a little bit of that attitude that some bartenders have,
Mm-hmm.
where like they're sociable, but if they need to click in and make that
Exactly.
mojito, it's like they're looking at you, they're talking to you, but there are like the other side of them is to the right, mixing up drinks
Mm-hmm.
and using grenadine and tinctures and shit.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a liberty about what you can say to people as a bartender because you're dealing with drunks, and you're just like, no, I'm not gonna. Whatever you think is gonna happen is not gonna happen.
I'm not on board with that.
Because I worked at a bar. I wasn't a bartender. I was just a server there, and
Mm-hmm.
that was my favorite thing I ever got to enjoy there was kicking people out.
Yeah,
It is
so liberating.
one of the best. First of all, you usually have a security team. Makes it even way more fun.
Yeah,
So it's like I have muscle for the
Do
first
my
time in my
bidding.
life. So I'm going to kick you out. I'm not going to be polite about it.
yeah.
And this fucking dude behind you, he'll throw you out if you don't
Gotta
listen.
do it. Have you ever thought about just in life having bodyguards?
You know, I've never been in a situation where anyone's needed to have something of me.
Yeah. But I mean,
man.
just like for fun. Just walking around with like two dudes, really tight
Yeah.
t-shirt, big guys.
I wouldn't like. I feel like it's just like I'm already big enough as it is. I don't need to amplify that.
Okay,
with
okay. You don't need a bodyguard entourage.
Because I'm also like, what are we going to talk about as a group?
Well, yeah, that's the thing about the bodyguards. You gotta either establish that you're going to talk to them a lot and you're going to be friendly, or it's going to be like that relationship with the driver and the passenger where there's just like a divide. And
exactly. And I wouldn't know to do that because like they start talking about supplements. I'm like, really, this isn't going to happen right now, you guys.
Yeah, Ron, I don't know. If you were a bartender in this scenario, let me go one further. Do you own the bar?
I wouldn't want to own the bar.
You just want to work at a bar?
I would like to just work at the bar.
Yeah.
Save that money up. And then, I don't know, just have a solid studio apartment.
Your dream seems very attainable. I guess it's not a dream; it's an exit strategy.
Well, I've never living in extravagance has never been like a focal point of mine. Like there's like even if I do make a lot of money doing this, I don't think I would ever have a mansion. In any there. That sounds like I also don't think I want to get that rich either. Like it sounds
it sounds like
horrifying.
a kind of a hassle at times, for sure.
It is a hassle, and because like even with the amount of the smaller amount of success I've had, I've seen like the way people treat me in respect to what I was treated before, and it's just like I don't need that.
Yeah,
like people being disgenuine to me is just like my biggest fear. So
yeah, you're gonna get that if you have money, for
exactly.
Sure.
So
there's a nice earthiness to people who are not making a lot of money, which is cool.
And I've been poor for so long.
Yeah,
that not being poor is way more confusing.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more forms to fill out, I think.
And you have to. Well, the more money you make, the more money you have to spend because you have there's a certain set of things you need to start having, and then you're like, okay,
you have to maintain that lifestyle.
Well, now I have people that I'm paying. Yeah, like I have my representation, and my bodyguards, but I'm giving money out, and you're
an employer.
Yeah,
a job creator, as they say.
I need jobs in order to make the employees that I have happy.
To make it happen. Yeah. Are you? I just want to go down this road for a little bit. Do you feel like you're comfortable at your financial level now, or do you? Because you've been very poor in the past, but now are you a little bit higher? Do you feel like this is a good spot, or do you still have more to go?
Like I definitely I can't say that it's secure.
Yeah.
But also my concern is trying to be too secure, like trying to get to a certain point, and I'm just learning right now is trying to figure out because I do things like, should I buy a car? Yeah. Should I do this? Should I do that? And then eventually I talk myself out of it one way or another because what do I really need this for?
That's a good thing to have, though. I mean, it could probably go bad either way. Like you could be too cautious, but to have some semblance of just perspective on what you need in life is very important.
Yeah. Well, I also I'm very definitely a concern of mine that's happening right now is having a different success level than my friends, and that is what I'm learning is that it's okay for me to get things, and it's okay for people to be annoyed or jealous by that. Yeah. But also trying to, I've seen so many people gain certain things and then they're no longer connected to a lot of people they like and they hang out with, and I'm I don't want to. I don't want to hang out with the new crowd. I don't want to do that at all.
You don't want to hang out with the famous crowd? Well, you're hugging Andy Richter, so
that's. But he's regardless of his success, he's still that's the kind of success I want to have. Yeah. Is somebody who's still very in tune with just everyone. Yeah. He doesn't build up a wall of separation.
There's a familyness to him.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah. It is nice to see him do that because I've seen him interact with friends of mine. Yeah. And for a second, it is this thing of oh, that's a celebrity. He knows my friends. But then the tone of it seems so natural. It just seems like he's just one of us who just happens to be a little bit older.
And that's the truth. The truth is he is still a person. He's still doing everything a person should be doing. And that's what I want to always feel. I don't ever want to feel disconnected.
It's hard, though. And that is also hard just with age, I feel like.
True.
Because there's, as I've gotten older in comedy, there is generations of younger and younger people, and I've not quite figured out how to reconcile meeting people that are starting out.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. Oh, that's. Oh, I didn't. I'm just talking about the
Oh,
people
you
in my
misunderstood.
life at the moment. I'm not talking about eventually befriending
yeah.
younger comics. That I have no interest in whatsoever.
Call me when you've done Conan. And
Yeah. I'll clock in a few years and maybe
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
discuss.
yeah.
I probably have like a 4-year and up kind of rule.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm not talking like somebody who started 6 months ago, but like,
yeah, but they can show up. I don't know. But on average, I tend there are a lot of people that move here, and I try to connect in one way or another.
yeah,
But in general, for me, the disconnect that I'm always concerned about is with the peers that I have.
just the
at
people
moment,
that you
so.
know. Yeah, yeah. I think you've done a good job of maintaining it.
Oh yeah.
Because there's definitely people that I've lost connection with as they've gotten successful, and I still love them dearly. Like honestly, when I do see them, there is that bond, but there's that split second when I see them again, where I'm just like, has this changed? Is this still?
Well, I just
a
don't.
thing?
The bond being distant is the thing that I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like having to reestablish a friendship with people
Yeah.
that I've been friends with. And it's especially happened with the people that I've been friends with a long time that weren't doing comedy. And that one was a major blow because I lost like a really good friend, like a lifelong friend, and she's like we barely started reconnecting again. It's one of those things where I'm like, you don't understand your importance to me.
Yeah, you. When you do comedy, you just kind of have to like go away in a lot of people's lives, and I do have that same guilt feeling of like, I'm sorry I wasn't there, and then
Weddings that I've missed, people that it's like I feel, and that's things like I do know that I did those things. I do think about that. It's like it's still in my head, and like I could have been there for these people.
Absolutely.
And I have literally not been there for them. I've legit purposely remembered that I need to do something and said I can't do that. I have to do comedy. And
it's so sad, but it's like people don't understand that, but like the amount of the time commitment of being a comedian is, especially when you're starting, is so you get swept up into it. So you're just sort of, I think you forget about your old friends for a little bit, just absolutely like this is something new,
and then
it's swept you in, and you were.
But the guilt is always there. I will always like I do a mental tally every once in a while of all the things that I know I missed and that I could have tried to be there for that I did.
I owe these people some connection at some point down the line. Well, is it going to happen? Let's do it right here on the podcast.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bust out my phone and put it on speaker and call at least 20 people.
Maybe a mass text will be
a
more
mass.
easy.
Oh, well, that's just.
No, I'm just joking.
Can you BCC a mass text?
Well, maybe we could do like a Skype sesh. We could do it video. We could get it going.
Can you guys all get into one room?
A conference
and
call.
we're gonna discuss how much sorry I am and how.
It's like a reverse intervention where you are starting it about yourself.
Like, I wrote a letter for everyone here.
I'm so sorry. I became a comedian. By the way, you can check out my album. It's on Comedy Central.
So you should check it out. It is all the jokes that you weren't able to make it for because I did not tell you about anything for the last 4 years.
Oh, but I think you'll connect over time, though. I feel like those bonds will come back just because.
Yeah, I do try to make an effort, like maybe once a year or once every year and a half, to be like, I'm here in the city.
Are they people that live in LA?
A lot of people that live in Seattle, but there's also people that I was like friends with my first year here, and it's definitely the distance has happened, and
it's just a big city and a big world of comedy. This is what I say. This is my advice to you. Christmas, text them something like just thinking of you, because like that I found is the best way to naturally have an excuse, because it's kind of awkward to start conversations with people like that sometimes. It's the perfect way to get into it.
Sure.
And then you can kind of judge by what they write back, how
okay,
kind of dip your toe in the water a little bit.
I'm not going to do it. but I'm going to think about doing it
Maybe
and then feel
next.
guilty about not doing it.
Maybe next year. Maybe 2019 is
Yeah,
the year.
I'm going to keep doing that in my head.
Or maybe invite them to your bar that you work at.
Oh, God, that's going to be that.
Scenario.
That's the best way to do it. I'm going to have my bar. My friends know I'm going to be there. They're going to come there because I'm working there.
Oh, wow. That is like from a psychological standpoint, like, oh my God, now Solomon, on his nights, he
Yes.
has subconsciously picked somewhere where he is stable. He always is.
Yes.
Am I reading too much into
That's
that?
exactly what you
Oh
you
my
got it
God.
absolutely right.
Wow. It's like, I'm going to perform here, and you can find me. Oh my God.
I will always be here, and you will be able to drink with me, hang out with me. You'll get brief moments of my time while I go around making drinks for people.
Oh man, that's like, because a lot of people have said that they've wanted to like move to small towns and have stability, but like this level of stability is so much more profound in a way.
Because it gives people a place for you.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be my version of Cheers.
That was Solomon Georgio. Would you go to his bar?
100%. It would be
100%.
the most fun place.
It would be, you walk in and you'd be like, I like the vibe of this place.
Right.
Now, I before we end the show, it's almost time to leave. I do want to say I apologize. I didn't give you a chance to guess
Right.
what Solomon's
Right.
word
Well, it's unfair because I
was.
know the answer.
You know the answer now, but what were you thinking?
I would have said fashion model / Soul Train dancer.
Right to his heart. When he hears that, he might switch his exit strategy. Fashion model / Soul Train dancer. Now, is that two different exit strategies? Or are they like
I think he
parallel?
could probably have time to do both.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to figure Soul Train.
It's just nights.
Yeah, it's just I like it. It's not like a once a month thing. No, it's nightly. It's 5 nights a week. You go down, you Soul Train. That show's not even on the
Hey,
In this world
don't
there's
split hairs.
in this world there's a Soul Train reboot.
Yeah,
Although, wow.
there easily could be.
There easily could be
And
a
they're
Soul
probably
Train reboot.
they're probably in the works right now.
Oh man, I think that this if it gets developed after this is time stamped.
Oh, this is your letter to yourself.
This is my letter to myself, your letter to yourself.
Wow, thank
We're
you.
co-executive producers of the Soul Train reboot starring
Solomon
host
Georgio.
Solomon Georgio.
Ugh.
Wow, I think we just
We
came
just
up
made
with an
$1
exit
million.
strategy. Just 1 million.
Just 1 million. I don't know. How does riches work?
I would like to think that if we reboot Soul Train with a host like Solomon Georgio, we're talking at least $2 million. Well, folks, if you don't see another episode post, it's because Amber and I are both spending $1 million each before taxes. This has been a fun episode. Now, if you liked this, guess what? You got an opportunity to listen next week. We're gonna have another part in our Best of Exit Strategies Strats edition. Will you come back and see us, Amber?
Yeah.
Okay.
What a delight.
Well, we're going to come back with next week. See you then for more of the best strategies that are exiting. We'll see you next week.